Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Just a Fun Guy, and today I have a new game for the channel. Actually, it's not a new game, it's a game I've played, but it's a new version for it. Well, I'm not sure how to describe it, but let's get into it. Here's a map of... I originally created this map in the regular Roller Coaster Tycoon, and it's one of them that got extracted to over here. And that's one of the things that this game has that the regular games don't, is a fast forward mode. You can go all the way to turbo speed, and that essentially makes your days into seconds, essentially. You can... Ooh, that's cool. And a lot of the stuff that you couldn't access after you converted this into a scenario in the regular game, now you can get to. Let's say you really want a cash machine and you don't have it, and it's going to be invented. You can take a look at the scenario options in the inventions list. You can do that. And enough of the whole commentary of what you can do other than the cheats. There are four ways you can cheat here. You can financially, you could screw around with your guests. There's park cheats and there's ride cheats. Or financial cheats. You can turn your money on and off. And when it comes to money, you can basically, let's say you're bankrupt and you're down $100,000. Well, now you can add all the money you want. I'm adding 10 million. Let's say I have a park. Let's say I wanted to make this a huge park. I have $10 million. And if I had a loan, let's say I needed a loan, I can clear it. And I can also get money that way. I can make another loan and clear it, make it and clear it. You can set your date, set your date. You can make it October 17th, year 31. Or day 31st. Oh, that'll work. How far can I go in the years? Let's see. I could go over 100 years. I could probably go over 1,000 years. But, let's just go to year 160. And I can actually be set the date to March 1st, year 1. Hi, just a fun guy from the future. I'm currently editing my video, and I was just curious on how high I can make this year. I was holding onto this button for literally 20 minutes, and I'm at year 4020. I kind of lost interest in seeing how high this would go, so let's just say it goes up to year 4020. Oh, I'd also like to mention that I got the most disappointing park award. So, there you go. Bye-bye. You can set your money, you can add, let's say you didn't want this value, you can reset it, and you can keep on adding. I'm now at over 10 million. I wonder how much money you can add before the game crashes. With SimCity 4, I had a cheat where you could add, basically, there was this cheat, it was not a cheat, it was a mod that helped you financially, but it gave you a crap ton of money. And if you added enough of them, crashed the game. So financially, that's how you can cheat. With the guests. Let's say you want a lot of guests in a very small amount of time. You press large tram, and several hundred to several thousand guests will come into your park. I press a large tram, And now, 160 guests are in my park. And 200 guests. But what if you press large tram a couple of times? Of course, now it's getting a little laggy because you pressed it 4 or 5 times and it has to respond. And it looks like several thousand guests. I'm now at 300, over 2,000 guests are in my park. I decided to see how many guests I could fit in the park at once. Maximum number of guests you can fit anywhere, 9,601. And now, I'm going to have the ability to screw with the guests. Take, for example, Hank K. Him, along with each and every guest, I can screw with. I can make his happiness minimum and maximum, energy minimum maximum. Same with hunger, thirst, nausea, bathroom. And his nausea tolerance, I can make high. I can make him like less than 15 or more than 1 with the guest intensity ride. They can ignore the intensity, and it could disable vandalism and littering. That's a lot, wow. Did you hear that? Glitch time. Anyway, the game crashed not long after I said glitchy time, I think is what I said. So I got the money back and I decided to use a few less guests for my victims. That is loud. But again, it's over 6,200 guests. You can disable littering and vandalism. You can give them all $1,000. Balloons. And pucker maps, umbrellas. And you can make it remove them, make them explode. My favorite is the drone. Best way to get rid of all your guests is to drown them, but making them disappear doesn't lower your rating like that. I also like to try to pop all the balloons. That's pretty much it for all like guest cheats and financial cheats. Now it's time to show you the park and the ride cheats. But to do that, I have to find a park. Before I mess with an actual park, here's a park that it was Six Flags Magic Mountain. I decided to decommission it and not make it a park anymore. It'd be perfect to show you some of the features on the land. You can really screw with the land. And to screw with all the land, you could go to Park Cheats and press Own All Land. And now, everything is yours except the, all this. That's not yours, but everything else is. And with the land, let's say you want to make all this flat and you don't have enough money. Again, go back to cheats, turn off the money, and in a regular scenario, in a regular game, this is how low and high, this is the maximum you can put the land adjuster. This is a maximum you can put the land adjuster in a scenario editor. this is the maximum. You can put the scenario. This is the maximum. You can put it in this game. Yeah. So if you want to flatten a whole bunch of land very, very quickly, this is how you do it. I can flatten. I'm flattening mountains within seconds. This has got to be the coolest feature in the whole game. Is to be just the ability to flatten this whole landscape in just a matter of seconds. I can't get over how much I really enjoy doing this. But when it's time, you can go back to a more conservative up and down. And speaking of Six Flags Magic Mountain, let's go to a new park. Here's a park I built from the ground up, and really the only cheat I used in this park, I used a couple of cheats. The land cheat for getting my land all straightened out and own all land. And I did skim a couple $1,000s off the top. But that's because I had a huge project, and I've since made my money back tenfold. There's a lot more you can do. We'll go to cheats. Ride cheats. You can fix all the rides, 10-minute inspections, all destructible, reset crash status, renew. Allow to build in pause mode, which comes in handy. Enable auto drawing and track pieces. Allow chain lefts on any piece you see fit. I'm actually going to click on each and every one of these ride cheats, and I'm going to show you just how they work. But first, I absolutely love building in pause mode, because not only is it nice and quiet versus loud, it doesn't affect anything. I can build it and essentially play it, and I can play it in turbo speed or fast speed or any speed I want. When you get open Rct2, of course you have the rides you're used to, but you also have these other rides that came with Open Rct2 you don't get in a regular Roller Coaster Tycoon. I've played around with them, and they're actually some really good rides. And I'm actually kind of surprised that rides came with them. But what didn't surprise me is some of them are wacky, wild, and quite amazing. But Liberty Loop. Normally, it comes with 2 trains and 7 cars per train. But with my cheats, I can make it 31 trains with 40 cars a train. Let's see how this would work. Not too well. I don't think that... no. Let's see if it crashes. It's a very short ride, and we'll see if it crashes when it continues. That is huge. This is already not working the way it's supposed to. Oh no, I think it might crash. Yeah, it's going to. No? I thought it would crash. But it did use the same cheat on the Thriller. It's 20 cars a train now versus 7. And I only made it one train because I don't want guests to die. That's very, and you know, no, that's all very interesting with the rides. But how about with the value and all that good stuff? You see here, my park value is dropped from it's at 671. Not anymore. I can close park, create and remove ducks. These are my park perimeters, which normally you can't access those once you complete your scenario. I own all my land, and I can force my park rating to 999, which I just did. I can also have never-ending marketing campaigns, which your campaigns go from 6 weeks to 12 weeks. And you can fix vandalism, water out plants, remove trash, mow the grass, which looks beautiful, and clear it up together. I like it mowed, but I'll clear it. And you can really have some fun with your park rating. You can make it go from there all the way to 0. I'm going to make it go all the way to 0, all the way back again. This is from 0, 10, 20, all the way to 999. And it's so fun to mess with your park rating. You can make it like a thermometer. And I have an idea for some purposes. Let's load a game. Not save this. Float 1. This is a scenario I got from that online server that I showed you at the very beginning of the video. I only added a couple things to it, but there's a lot of litter in it. Trash works perfectly. All the trash is removed. Save it with 1. And I have one more thing I want to do before I end this video. Here I have a hustling, bustling park. 2,900 guests, all the scenery and the rides you can think of. If I was to want to delete this, I would have to... Well, I'd have to own all this first. Then I'd have to do this, go all the way around, and close and shut my rides down, and there's a whole process to it. All in all, it would probably take me about 2.5, 3 hours to get rid of this park. But knowing all the cheats I know now, let's see if I could get rid of this park in 10 seconds. First up, I have to get rid of all my rides. With all the rides gone, let's get rid of all my guests. Then all of my handymen. All my staff. Next, we go to the clear scenery. Put this all the way as 64. Get rid of all the trees. And you wanna know something? I don't own everything. Let's own all land. Get rid of all my scenery, all my footpath. What do I have left? All of our stalls. Stalls and shops. Let's get rid of those as well. And voila! The park is no more. In fact, I'm in such a good mood. Let's do it to another park. Let's do it to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Except I have one more thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it all into a giant crater, basically. First things first. Own everything. Keep in mind, I've done a time-lapse of me destroying the whole park, and it took me about maybe 2.5 hours, and I'm going to do it in about 20 seconds. First things first. Handyman, oh, I gotta go. This is a lot easier than do you want a sack? Yes. Do you want a sack? Yes. Staff, gone. Scenery, also all gone. Of course, the longest part is put this up to 64. Oh, and I don't have enough money for the scenery? No money. No money, no problems. And thinking about the longest thing about this is getting rid of the water. That water's not going to be much of a problem. Where the water is. It's all going to be a giant crater. So now that I have all the scenery and all the staff gone, let's first go to guests. Close the park. Just close the park. Close all the rides. Close everything. It'll take some time for everybody to go home. But not the way I do it. Guests, there's $1,000, some balloons, umbrellas, pork maps. That has got to be my absolute favorite thing in the world, is to make the guests spontaneously combust. And now that all that's gone, let's get rid of all of my rest of my scenery and my footpath. Let's do 50. Footpath. Basically all gone. rest of the scenery, all gone. And now, for the deletion of every single ride installed and kiosk. You can almost hear the ghosts of all the guests of past. I don't know why you're hearing guests at all, because I got rid of all of them, and half of them spontaneously combusted. But, yet again, I digress. And finally, the piece de resistance. Let's make it all weird. Let's make it all interesting tile pattern. Turn it to 64. And go to town. There we are. Bada boom, bada bang. All done, basically. And oh boy, this really hurts my eyes. Why did I choose... Actually, let's just choose... You know, like a regular grass green, like it's a sandbox maybe. And it's no longer Six Flags Magic Mountain. It is now a ridiculous looking sandbox mode. And it took all of about 3 minutes, as opposed to 2.5 hours. And all I really could do in the regular Roller Coaster Tycoon is scrap all the rides, get rid of all the guests, and that's it. I really love working with all these cheats, and if I do ever find something more interesting or anything of note, I will do another video on this. But for now, my name is Just a Fun Guy. Happy New Year. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time, I'm signing off. So long, YouTube.